Welcome back to Mega Man X Command Mission. Last time, we stormed the Rebellion's HQ, the Grave Ruins base, and now we've got pretty much all of it cleared, so all there is left to do is take on Epsilon, and I'm assuming Scarface as well. I mean, that guy returned to base, we know that, that's why we're here, we followed him. And I can't imagine he's going to let us go without a fight. So here's everybody's stats. For once, I'm actually gonna try making sure everybody gets a little bit of time, because it is time for us to take on regular enemies. Just normal-ass enemies. But yeah, no, we are, doing our final showdown, so yeah, I want everybody involved in this one. We've also got the Epsilon Prion, which, I gotta kill as soon as possible because I don't actually have DOA protection. Just as a heads up, you don't really need that in the next fight. You should be fine without that one. Some kind of elemental protection might be nice. If you're asking which one, the answer is yes. I mean, you know for certain that if we do have to fight Scarface, we do have to deal with electric attack, so that much you can safely assume about, but as for the rest of it, once again, yes. That's just my answer. Alright, well, oh god, I'm really using this action trigger, huh? Why? Why am I doing this? Sometimes I feel like they just gave Marino, an action trigger that I personally cannot use well, to nerf her specifically for me. Like, if you can actually learn the slots, I'm sure you can perform even better as Marino. As it stands, her hyper mode is already amazing, and you can work with her speed pretty well. She's got versatility. Really, she doesn't quite pack as much of a punch as other characters, so like, X and Zero will probably outperform her in damage, but like, she's got a lot of utility. And again, if you can just actually memorize and be patient with the slots, you can actually probably make a lot of use out of her. Honestly, if you're good enough, having weapon energy for her is about as useful as it is for Axel. Like, weapon energy for her slows down the reels, but like, if you're actually good enough at that, then you can probably pull that off pretty well. Honestly, like, the main difficulty with her, if you do master her, is if you start a new game, it's probably pretty weird because she only has so many of her slot reels. Like, she always has 3, this isn't Final Fantasy VII, she doesn't get more, she just has more options on the reel. So, you know, if you restart the game, it might be weird to only have, like, what, 3 I think she had at the start? But yeah, I hesitate to call her action trigger useless because she's got just so much she can actually utilize. I just understand that I personally am very bad at it. Though, if you're going to get good at any of them, I do recommend the treasure one, cause that is, as a reminder, a guaranteed steal. Which the sub-weapon she has is okay, she can sometimes grab items like that, but like, you can guarantee an item steal without having to deal with percentage drops. That sounds great, right? That's a perfectly valid reason to want to use Marino. Okay, now that we've got the normal-ass enemies out of the way, it's time for the final battle. And then I get into another fight. Alright, so we got a lot of tank energy, a gain hyper, and we're gone.
Ha! Epsilon! It's game over!
Even though it's only the two of us. Trust us, we've got other people waiting just behind us. This isn't gonna be a repeat of the start.
Securing the missile's force metal. You're terribly wrong.
What?
We still have Supra Force metal here.
That's right, my cape is made of the stuff.
Dispose of you.
It's gonna suck to lose my cape, but I'll do it.
I don't think so. Not if we have anything to say about it.
The one time X actually tries to shoot something, something else gets in the way. Oh.
Scarface.
Commander, please leave this to me. That rat, X. He learns new powers as he fights.
That is normally how it works.
Somehow lose
Like, normally we get weapons, but that's not actually been a thing.
Out of the way, Scarface.
Like, Axel's the one who gets new abilities as we go. We haven't got... Well, I guess early on we're kinda getting new busters for every boss, but it's not a thing like it is in the platformers. I kinda wish it was now, that Scarface is actually, like, making note of it. Like, yeah, that fucker's got a variable weapon system. Do not let him kill you. You're powerful.
I beseech you, Commander. Allow me to
I wish we got a command mission too, where they actually got to implement X abilities like that. Ah, well. It's Scarface time.
I have nothing to say. Fight.
Other than the thing I just said. Right, so, Scarface. Same general, element layout as last time. I did forget to mention his stats in the first version of the fight. I think he's a little better overall with 142 power, 75 armor, 75 shield, and 76 speed, so he's been training a little bit. Other than that, we know Plasma Lance, Ultra Giga Thunder, Terra Thunder, Plasma Ball, Plasma Array, Electro Breaker. I think that's all the same, yeah, no, I don't think he's got anything new. And of course he's also got his gimmick, you need to alternate your shot types, or close range types. Yeah, you gotta go melee, then shot, and then alternate between the two.
Behold, my true
Which isn't really the best, because this is just an all-melee party. I don't think I would have given... Actually, I might have changed Marno up for this one. Alright, Marno, you've got to attack on screen so I can actually pay attention to what you're doing. Hopefully I was smart and actually gave her something she could use for this fight. Okay, yes, I did indeed switch so that she had an elemental weakness for Scarface, though he's guarding, and it doesn't really matter much. Do I really need to heal here? I guess well, actually no, Marno's next on the attack. Why did I do this? Like, Marno's gonna go next, she's gonna be shot type. And honestly, nothing Scarface can do can really hurt me that much. Like, he crit and that's 602 damage, but like, it's almost nothing. Okay, I guess I was using, this, which... Yeah, same as it ever was. Alright, well... Thanks to the fact that Massimo does use his sub-weapons even when he's using Hyper Mode, I'm allowed to do this. It's not a lot of time to do the multi-stage, which kinda sucks, but... that's still some really solid damage, and he is almost dead. Alright, come on. That's right, glomp his ass! Damn it, oh, that could have finished him. I'm so sad it didn't.
too strong.
Okay, now we can glomp him to death. Alright, go for it, go for it. Get his ass. There we go. Unfortunately, no final strike. He would have exploded, but we've gotta wait a moment for that. We just defeated the main guy's underling! Yay! I mean, I guess that is a yay situation. It's not a nay situation, I know that.
Glory to the rebellion!
Alright, that's all I got. Well, there goes
I can
Scarface.
see you are determined.
Damn, you ripped him apart with cat claws? That's fucked up.
I will not run from this fight. For I know that this bridge must be crossed to achieve our ideal. They will tremble before the power of Epsilon.
Alright, so Scarface was the warm-up. Here's the man himself, Epsilon.
Kneel before the mighty Epsilon.
Oh, and immediately he goes for Meta Crush. Immediately he just fucking booty bumped Marino. Alright, so, yes, Epsilon is here. No particular elemental weaknesses or strengths. 134 power, 84 speed, 74 shield, 82 speed. So, the Meta Crush attack he did just now, is basically just a reduce you to 1 HP attack. Other than that, he's got Fatal Attack, which is the 100% crit rate attack. Power Virus, which is virus on everybody. Ultra Giga Fire, Ultra Giga Blizzard, Ultra Giga Thunder, so that is party-wide elemental damage of whatever he feels like doing. Massimo's not great for this one. You can't make Massimo resistant to all elements, only some of them. He's also got Nova Impact, which is shot damage to everybody. Apparently it's random damage, from 1029 to 1435. Sure. And he's got one more move, but that's not relevant just yet. So yeah, Epsilon, pretty solid. He's got some dangerous moves. You can protect yourselves from them. You might want some poison protection, just so you don't have to deal with HP loss. Also, I really did save Massimo for last, I mean, his action trigger is good, but oh boy, this is a risk. Like, Massimo is resistant to electric right now, and that's it. I mean, we are taking a pretty good chunk of Epsilon's health off, though. But yeah, here's where this goes wrong. Immediate regrets. But yeah, no, we're finally at Epsilon. Like I said, I think it's probably for the best that they kept him a mystery for most of the game. They were clearly trying to play off of that for a bit. Trying to make you kind of question his motives and what he's doing. And you know, how is the player supposed to know that his most powerful ability is that of the hip check? He will booty bump everybody. It'll either reduce you to 1 HP or it'll crit ya. But yeah, I like Epsilon as a character. He's got that air of mystery about him, but at the end of the day, I think my favorite part is that he does kind of feel like a retread of General from X4, except he's actually committed to the cause, right? Like, General's whole thing is, he didn't really want to go against the humans, he just felt like he had to, and then he was kind of pushed into it both by circumstance and by Sigma. But at the end of the day, he still had his misgivings, all the way to the very end. He just had no choice in the matter. And in the end, he even chose to sacrifice himself because shooting the planet with a big laser was going over the line for him, which is fair. I don't think Epsilon would want that either. But I also don't think he'd be in a position to be used like that, necessarily. I don't think Sigma could get one over on him, and I think Epsilon would kinda hate him. But yeah, he does feel like General if he was actually committed. Like, he does actually say, humans do kind of fucking suck. We're going to be independent from them. And I'm going to have the power to do so. I'm gonna use Super Force Metal to achieve my aims. And you know what? Power to him. I think I do really like the kind of calm, in-control character as opposed to Sigma. I mean, I did like Sigma, don't get me wrong. I like Sigma and his kind of development into madness towards the end of the X series. Even if he did temporarily just go back to way too normal in X7, they redeemed themselves by immediately having him be made of trash and living on the moon in 8. But yeah, no, Epsilon is kind of a great counter to that. Like, he's going to be regarded as a maverick by the humans, but he doesn't care. He's going to make this work. So anyway, we took him down to no HP, but this is when he uses Omega Force. So now he's actually tapping into the true potential of the Super Force Metal. So yes, Super Force Metal is on overdrive. Okay, so, same thing in terms of his elements. No new weaknesses or strengths, but he's got 123 power, 93 armor, 90 shield, 82 speed. And while he does not counter like Scarface did, he can have a barrier up against close and shot-type attacks. He's also still got Meta Crush and Nova Impact, so at this point he just hits like a truck. Yeah, let's just have everybody go into hyper mode.
This is it!
This is where you want to go all out. Epsilon's going all out, so if you don't do the same, chances are you are probably going to get thrown into the dirt, because he is pretty damn strong at this point. Thankfully, though, he's not so fast that he can just Meta Crush and then kill somebody. Like, damn, if his Super Force Metal gave him Marino abilities, that would suck. Like, damn, if he just took over the turn order, there's nothing we can do, so... Clearly, Super Force Metal isn't all it's cracked up to be. If it can't make you as strong as Marino, then what's the point? Like, yeah, sure, you got stat-ups, but you don't have Quicksilver. And now Zero is just teleporting behind you saying nothing personnel, kid. And, yeah, I don't think I can quite use my action trigger to its full potential. I also probably should have just done hyper mode with Axel, but I decided not to, even though I could have. It would have protected Axel against this. He is the one who takes the most damage from that at the moment. But now we're at 100% weapon energy, so... just hit him with everything we have. Fuck him up with the entire artillery. Don't stop shooting until the battle's over, X. Hit him for 22,000 damage.
I did it!
We all did it. Including normal-ass Axel, who did not use his hyper mode.
Why? Why create something as dangerous as the Super Force Metal Missile?
For power.
Is sanity the price to pay for that?
Our ideas will be ignored.
What? There must be a better way!
Nope.
The Federation.
X, you have already dealt with Repliforce, you should know the way of the world by now. People do not listen to you if you don't have power. And if you're not the right person with power, government wants you dead.
So, this is Epsilon's Super Force Metal?
Okay, so I guess he's just dead off screen then.
Despite all their big talk, the Rebellion Army's actions were still maverick.
Oh, hey Axel.
Put the Earth itself at
When did
risk.
you get here? I know you were in the fight, but like, you weren't in the cutscene at all.
I picked up the vibrations of Super Force Metal here.
I have smelt a whiff of Super Force Metal.
Happened to the metal?
May I see?
Here, Colonel. Epsilon had it, but we retrieved it.
Yep, that's Super Force Metal, alright.
This is it. You have performed splendidly.
You three and also the other three who are just standing slightly off screen. They're moving with the camera so they won't have to be picked up.
Now, men, return to base.
Look, Massimo is very shy.
For you shortly.
He doesn't want anybody getting footage of him. And so there we go. Chapter 9 is done. The Rebellion army is finished. Epsilon is dead. I guess it was just such a gruesome sight that they didn't let us see it. There was just a real big hole right through his middle. Look, you can show robots dying, but that was a little too much. So we're back at the Resistance HQ, but we're done here. So Colonel Redips will pick us up. We're just waiting for our ride home. And since we are waiting, I figure we might as well just talk to everybody as we go. I mean, how could we not talk to Nana? And also Chief Ars is here too. We remember him. He was kind of important at the start, and then he delegated to Nana, and honestly, if you haven't talked to him since, then he doesn't really show up. Honestly, even Godil got more time than Chief R. I always hated the thought of being pulled into the war. But, well, I guess I was, and now Epsilon's dead. Alright, I'm pacifist again. Please don't ask me to do anything else at this point. I really don't want to. I've become stronger, and these cat paws, they keep whispering to me. They tell me, tear them all apart. You have the strength. Yeah. Alright, well, I guess we will give in to the maintenance bed's sick perversions and take one more nap. I don't think we even need to. I think we just auto-refill after the end of the last chapter, so... Yeah, that was pretty much just so the bed could have one last shot at us. At least until post-game. I'll be using the bed plenty in post-game, believe you me. So, we're actually being picked up on the roof where Zero hangs out and where those two soldiers once hung out, so we're going to go there last. Cause if we go there, then, yeah, we're gonna see the end. Credits will roll and we'll get to come back and say goodbye to all these guys. Like the frolicking boy, who is a grown man. But I mean, I guess that can't prevent him from frolicking. The day has finally come. The war's over and we've finally got freedom. I'm going to relish this. Woman who thinks of the sky. I'm really gonna miss all these descriptors, honestly. You know, we're getting pretty close. We're almost there. We can taste the Mega Man Zero. And, like, characters in that game have names. Like, actual names, and not just guy who's in the storage room. We've got nothing else to pull from the gotcha machine. We're done there. We could go buy weapons. There is actually... there are sketches unlocked in the Sky Room if you buy all the weapons in the game, so you might want to go to a vendor. There's also stuff you get for finding all of the treasures as well. I missed a few, especially for having maxed out items. Like, I'd have to go all the way to the end of Grave Ruins base to pick up that, Gain Hyper, if I wanted 100% there, and quite frankly, I don't want to. Here's the woman who cares for X. Damn. She's gonna be so sad now that he has to leave, but who knows? Maybe she can transfer. Man, it's gonna be so nice to see Alia again. Douglas I'm neutral on the subject of, and Cygnus I can only assume is just gone if Redips is here. Oh god, I forget if I mentioned this, but there were actually, like, mentions of the characters from the platforming games. Like, yeah, those three were in the book for this game. And I really wish I could learn Japanese. Why are they in there? Is it just describing why they're not here in this game? Is it commentary from those characters talking about how they wish they were in the game? I don't know. I can't read Japanese. But yeah, I did see that and I was just fascinated by it. I will say, I did download that from the Internet Archive, because, you know, I'd like to have a digital version to reference, especially if anything horrible happens to the Internet Archive. I don't really fucking know at the time of recording. Anything could fucking happen because the world sucks. Though, to be fair, since it's not translated anyway, I do kind of want a physical copy of it at some point. You know, just to have it. Much like with the, complete works for Mega Man Zero. Even if I can't read it, I want it. I want to have it just to own it. I really love this game. This is one where it's like, it does definitely have flaws. Absolutely it does, but I have enjoyed my time with this game so much. I'm glad I, for once, just moving on from the X series and gave this a shot. It does conflict a little bit with the canon, but whatever. Look, I played Castlevania Legends. I don't care about canon overall. I'll make my own damn canon. Sonia Belmont's canon to me, and even if this, you know, has to have a few details of it snipped off, I count this among the other X games. It happens, and I will never say that it didn't happen. It wasn't all my mission. In fact, I was just on vacation. Glad I could help, though. Aww. And Massimo finally reaches the end of his character arc in a completely optional bit of dialogue, where he just says, "Damn, I don't feel bad about inheriting this armor anymore." Alright, so next we got Marino, and then we'll have Zero, and then we'll be done. Oh, well, we should probably tell Axel about that. Oh, and Spider had one as well. The old fool. Too bad he's just too dead to actually utilize that. Besides, how would you even just become the kind of Reploid that Axel is? I don't think they made surgeries for that, at least not as far as I could tell from X8. Alright, we've been through plenty of battles together. Yeah, this one was an RPG instead of a platformer. Also, I guess we made friends, which is new to Zero now. Apparently. Oh sure, now they appear in a cutscene.
It's here!
Oh hey, isn't that thing from Sonic Heroes?
We've completed our mission objective. That's all that matters, right?
Yeah, I guess.
I feel kinda bad about shooting Epsilon, though.
The rest of the Super Force men.
Well, from what Epsilon told us, it seems the Rebellion Army hadn't yet retrieved the Super Force men before the war.
Yeah, which is weird, right? They thought we had it? So, like, we should probably maybe ask about that.
Well, with the Rebellion Army finished, and the Federation Army able to operate here, Colonel Reddips can search for it.
Oh yeah, good point. It's not our problem anymore. We don't have to care. Cool. That works out in the end. We delegate and we're done. Alright, so, yeah, that'll be, that's a cannon.
What? Huh?
Okay, you can show a robot dying with small holes in them, I guess. Oh, and it's these assholes from the Eternal Forest. Ah, I should have known. Couldn't end the game off, we haven't seen you for real yet. Dying a little easier here, though. Well, I think it's safe to say the situation has taken a turn for the worse.